After 2.5-mile speedways in the last 2 weeks, the SCSRA Frye Disposal ARCA Series takes the action to the short track tonight for the Dion Hill 135 from Richmond, presented by Sentinel Fit. This is Joshua King with you all season long right here on Royalty Racing Network. Welcome back this evening, folks. We're going to have a good one tonight for you. This is the Dev Sports Cards pre-race show, and we have a lot to talk about and a ton to get to. Let's bring up first the race info for tonight. And Richmond Raceway is the location. 145 laps the distance, one stage, and that will be at lap 40. And as always, one fast repair for these drivers. This track is just under 3/4 of a mile, 79 degrees Fahrenheit for the track temp right now. Pretty similar to the outside temperature of 76 degrees. Very, very humid here in Richmond, Virginia. 90% humidity, and it is overcast and basically no wind, so won't have that going against our drivers this evening. Let's go track side now and take a look at some of these guys that are on the speedway. Here's the 29 of Phil Ellis Jr. Phil Ellis Jr. out of Port Charlotte, Florida. Get the 29, some sponsors on that thing. Here's Vince Brent in the 92 Old Smoky Moonshine Toyota Camry out of Kingsport, Tennessee. Welcome in everyone to the chat. Hopefully you can chat with me. How's everyone doing tonight? As always, let me know who you're rooting for this evening. Zach Stevens here in the Moza Racing number 33 out of Bethune, South Carolina. Chevy Camaro for Zach Stevens. Justin Parham out of Boiling Springs, South Carolina. Two South Carolina boys there, Justin Parham, Zach Stevens. Running 11th and 12th in the practice session so far. Still over 12 minutes to go. We got a special interview coming up here with the sponsor of tonight's race, and that's going to be the 05 of Sharn Hill. Get to him here in just a couple moments. Here is Michael Lepicki having a very nice season right now. We're going to take a look at the current point standings as well. Let's move. Let's move that up out of the way there. Keep on looking through the field here. Here's the 55 of Ryan Gomes out of Arcata, California. In the Cat Ford Mustang, Tammy Strong on there as well. Dev Sports Cards on the quarter panel. Newcomer this evening in the Bass Pro Shops Real Tree Ford Mustang is the number 7 of London, out of London, Ohio. It's Shane Wielden. It's also got Slowick stuff on the rear of that Ford Mustang. Joining us for the first time this season, and hopefully for the foreseeable future. Here's Kenneth Redinger in the 99 out of Reading, Pennsylvania. In his traditional Zaxby's paint as he's bringing it down pit road, it would appear, trying to look out. Ooh, he made it. Here's Victor Kress in the number 20 Red Bull Chevy Camaro. Make sure everything's all right with the chat there. Normally I can type on the PC, but don't have my little box, and I haven't seen any messages, so I'm making sure you guys can respond to me and hear what's going on and all that stuff. not just hearing silence. We're approaching 10 minutes to go. It is a great time to get with the 05 of Sharn Hill. Let's get with him now as he once again is broadcasting this race. It is the Dion Hill 135 presented by Sentinel Fit. Sharn Hill, welcome to the broadcast booth, sir.
Hello.
Sharn, always good to talk to you tonight. I know some feelings here for this one, extra feelings for you, extra ambition. Dion Hill 135, tell us about the name of this race and Miss Hill.
So a couple things are pretty special about this race. First, of course, my home track. So grew up literally right across the street. Both my grandparents' houses were in walking distance, are in walking distance. So I always try to make this race special. In general, as far as the name of the race, dedicating tonight, basically everything I do to my mom. She was and is a very big motivating factor in what I do. Wouldn't be a Sentinel Fit, wouldn't be anything without her and my dad and everybody else that supports me. But, you know, your mother always has a special place in your heart. So doing this for her tonight and hopefully can put on a show.
Absolutely, man. That's absolutely incredible. And I've alluded to it several races in the past when I've had the opportunity to bring attention to someone or something and give someone else the opportunity to kind of talk about them and show their love and support for them, just like they've done for that person for so long. And does Dion have an opportunity to watch the race this evening?
Unfortunately not, but she has in the past, so that's all that matters.
Absolutely, man. You can hang out with her and maybe show her the race and see what you did for her. It's a special thing, and I know a lot of people are going to be rooting for you and cheering you on tonight. And just want you to know our thoughts and prayers go out to your mother, all of us at Royalty Racing Network, Royalty Motorsports, and the SCSRA for sure. Really cool thing for you to do for her. And I know you're going to be battling out there. You got that 05 second quick right now, so that's not a bad start. Let's talk about the other portion of that sponsorship for the race. It is presented by Sentinel Fit. You mentioned that. I know that's your company. Talk to us about Sentinel Fit, Sharn.
I try to motivate as many people as I can to get in shape. You know, racing was what got me into the gym in the first place, and then it kind of took off from there. So being able to combine the two for this type of stuff is always really cool. I specialize in strength and conditioning, athletic performance, but I have clients that want weight loss or just standard wellness improvement. So across the board, you can get workout programs, you can book time with me, and all that at my website, sharnhill.com. We've got those programs, and we also got some GNC Beyond Raw products as well that you can check out. So anything that you need as far as health and wellness and fitness, we got you covered.
Right on, man. That sounds awesome. It seems like something that can really benefit somebody or your business in general from a perspective here on iRacing that's national. And it's hard sometimes to be like a local company, right? Take Frye Disposal, for example, kind of a niche group of people perhaps watching the race, cheering on Jay Stinson and those involved with Frye Disposal. But yours is online, so people have the opportunity to check that out without having to meet with you or know you personally. And I just posted that link in the chat, sharnhill.com, to be able to check out your products and what you can do for anybody out there. Already multiple comments in the chat, hashtag DionHill135. Let's keep that rolling all night long, folks. And Sharn, one more thing I wanted to talk to you about here as we approach 5 minutes in the practice session. Obviously, you got the car second quick right now. You look good. You finally put a race together last week. You got some good things happening this season found some trouble a few times, but overall, how are you feeling about tonight's race, and how are you feeling about the season so far?
One thing I've learned over the past few weeks, past couple months, is the only thing that I can focus on is what I can control week in and week out. I have the speed, so when you take care of that, eventually things are going to fall your way. When the pendulum swings one way, it's going to swing just as hard the other way. So eventually, all these races that I feel like I lose that I could have won, going to put them together. And when I do, the people that race against me are going to have a very long night, long week, long season. So I'm keeping that in mind every race. As far as tonight goes, I got to start in the back. 135 laps. It looks like 25 to 30 guys in the session. So there's going to be plenty of opportunities to capitalize on other people's mistakes. I just can't make my own. Try to rack up stage points, but if I can't, then just focus on the big prize and just be there at the end.
Right on, man. You got a good game plan. You're nice and confident, calm, cool, and collected, as always, from Shawn Hill, folks. And Shawn, one last thing for me, I just want you to know how important and how massive it's been to have you running with us this season. I hope it's a long friendship, long partnership between you and us here at Royalty Motorsports. It's been fun to watch, and obviously from the broadcast booth, I got to take an unbiased outlook on things. But as a team member of yours, it's been awesome, man. So glad to have you.
Yeah, I appreciate you and y'all. That's why I joined the team. I've been running a few seasons by myself, and being able to join the team with Warren and Lauren and Garrett on Tuesdays, good group of guys, like talking to y'all during the races and whatnot. It's pretty funny in the chat. Hopefully one of us can win tonight. Hopefully one of us can win the championship. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure, man. We'll let you get back to it and focus up there for qualifying, Shawn. Thanks again for joining us, and best of luck to you tonight. And a shout out to your mother, Dion Hill, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right, we'll get Shawn back up there to get ready to go qualifying. Once again, folks, that was the 05 of Shawn Hill as he now pulls out on track. He wasn't out there before, so we weren't able to take a look at the 05. But there he is. Very nice words there from Mr. Shawn Hill. What's up, Caden? Caleb? One Sentinel in there. Darius, Chucky. All right, now we're getting the chat going. Let's get that hashtag Dion Hill 135 going. I would love to see that all over, and let's hit that thumbs up for this broadcast. Spread it around. Help me out a little bit. Royalty Racing Network, Royalty Motorsports, of course. Let's keep taking a look on through the field here. This is your quick time so far in the practice session. This is the 44 out of Ocala, Florida. Matt Dickerson, he's in the Lucas Oil Chevy Camaro this evening. Looking good so far for Matt. He's having himself a good season thus far. Here's the 67 M&M pet sitting Chevy Camaro of Matthew Fritz as he's going to pull it down pit road. Here's the 07 of Lauren Vincent out of Salina, Kansas. Second season with the SCSRA. He's in the Bass Pro Shops Cabela's 07. Newly themed cars for the majority of the Royalty Motorsports boys out there tonight. Bass Pro Shops on the hood and different brands of theirs that they sell there at Bass Pro Shops on the sides of these rides. Derek Da Silva in the 16, also pulling it down pit road. We've got 3 or 4 guys as they pull her down pit road. Here's Jay Stinson in the title sponsor of the SCSRA ARCA Series, Frye Disposal, number 31 out of Bristol, Tennessee. As he's just coming out there now to set his first practice times on the night. So that 25th, nowhere near reflective of the speed Jay Stinson may have this evening. Take a look here at a fan favorite, the 83 Toyota Camry of Ryan Hufford out of Schoolcraft, Michigan, in the breast cancer awareness pink and white Toyota Camry tonight. Been running that all of October. And we haven't seen this guy. Here's the smacking Chevy Camaro number 40 of Chase Greer out of Johnsonville, South Carolina. Multiple people out of South Carolina, rather. Let's take a minute now. Oh, actually, we'll do it after qualifying finishes up. We didn't get to the point standings. Had a really nice interview there with Sharon Hill, and I wanted to knock that out. Point standings and team standings can be shown at any point this evening. Of course, preferably under caution or downtime. Whoa, look out. Chase doing a twirl, and Jay Stinson going to send him off into the sunset. As we're now completed with the practice session. And we'll look for our first driver to hit the track, and here it is. This is going to be the 83, Ryan Hufford. First out there on the speedway to take his qualifying laps, and as always, you'll see the miles per hour above the series sponsor box, and their 2 lap times show up above the Frye Disposal logo there in the bottom right corner of your screen. So you can follow along with the qualifying. Ian Davis out there, Walt Lipicki, Josh Hall as well. Ryan Hufford avoids hitting the wall on the backstretch. Chucky Balance in the 41 going to make his way out there. Josh Mueller in the 26 out there for qualifying. There's the 81 of Josh Hall and the Dev Sports Cards Tammy Strong Ford Mustang. Ryan Hufford, first lap time, 21.917. He'll be the mark to beat for now. Ian Davis, 22.187. Walt Lipicki goes third quick on lap 1, 22.486. Josh Hall, fourth quick out of 4. Josh Mueller goes to second quick on lap 1, 22.094 for Mueller. Well, Ryan Hufford is off the speedway already. Ian Davis did improve, 21.964. He'll stay second quick. Michael Lipicki, 21.903, not on the speedway apparently. Oh, there he is. On lap 1, he currently is second quick. See what he puts in for lap 2 if he improves. Keeps it off the wall. Michael Lipicki, lap 2, 21.863. He'll go to the top of the board out of 11 qualifiers so far. Chase Greer, look out, hold on to it. He will put in a lap time, I do believe. Maybe not. That was to take lap 2, perhaps. Matthew Fritz is out there. Lap 1, 21.988, fifth quick for Matthew Fritz. He'll look to keep from getting loose like Chase Greer did there. He holds on to it. Lap 2 for Fritz. 21.939, does improve, but stays sixth quick currently. Here's Nicholas Walthorn in the Royalty Racing Network. Number 54, Chevy Camaro, 21.928, fifth quick on lap 1. He will not improve on lap 2, not even take a time. Here's Brandon Anderson now. A lot of guys getting loose there off turn 4. Here in qualifying, lap 2 for Anderson, 21.774, new quick time. The 49 goes to the top of the board, quickly beaten out by this guy. Then 19 of Parham, 21.715. Times quickening now. Here's Shane Wilden in the Real Tree number 7, 22.737. He went 22nd quick on lap 1. He'll look to improve here for lap 2. He does, 22.048, goes 12th quick on lap 2. Good improvement for Wielden. Garrett Walden, lap 2, 21.825. He'll move into the top 3. Now he's fourth. Matt Dickerson on lap 2, 21.763. 400ths off the pole from Justin Parham. Vince Brent out there now looking for his lap 2, just over 22 seconds for lap 1. Got that 92 13th quick thus far. He'll cross the line and he'll put her 21.808 fourth quick, squeezing in to the top 5. Now here's Sean Hill, the sponsor of tonight's race, the Dion Hill 135. Sean Hill's mother, 21.942 on lap 1 for Sean. Keeps it straight out of turn 4. 21.823. He'll go 5th quick in the 05. Warren Keith out there, one of our last qualifiers, 21.929 on lap 1 for the 9. Warren Keith won himself a couple races here in the ARCA series already. 21.715. His time expires. He'll go 2nd quick, and he'll start on the outside of the first row right as that checkered flag waved. Woo, that was close, wasn't it? Now it's showing Warren Keith on the pole. That's interesting. Didn't see that change. Warren Keith set to start on pole here. Justin Parham will start 2nd. Matt Dickerson in the 44 will roll off 3rd. Brandon Anderson in the 49 will start 4th. Vince Brent in the 92 will roll off 5th. Sean Hill will start 6th. Garrett Walden in the 43 will start 7th. Zach Stevens in the 33 will roll off 8th. Michael Lepicki in the 46 will start 9th. Rolling off 10th will be Ryan Hufford in the 83. Ryan Gomes in the 55 will start 11th. And 12th will be Josh Mueller in that 26. 13th will be Nicholas Walthorn in the 54. Starting 14th will be the 67 of Matthew Fritz. Ian Davis in the 69 will start 15th. Lauren Vincent in the 07 will roll off 16th. Shane Wielden in the 7 will start 17th. Victor Kress in the 20 will roll off 18th. Chase Greer in the 40 will start 19th, and rounding out your top 20 will be the 31 of Jay Stinson. Chucky Balance will start 21st. Walt Lepicki will roll off 22nd. Phil Ellis Jr. in the 29 will start 23rd. Josh Hall will start 24th in the 81. 25th will be Derek Da Silva in the 16. And Kenneth Redinger will start 26th in the 99 and round out your field. What's up, Joe? First time I get seen in qualifying, I spin. Sorry. Nick, I show you every week in qualifying, man. I try to show everybody every week. Even if just for a few minutes or a few seconds. 2 parade laps around the short track here tonight, folks, to get us going. They'll get going green this next time by, and I want to hear from you guys who you're all rooting for tonight. Another wonderful Tuesday evening here at the SCSRA Frye Disposal ARCA Series for the Dion Hill 135, presented by Sentinel Fit and Sean Hill in honor of his mother. Pace car pulls off, and Warren Keith and Justin Parham will bring us to green to get us going tonight here in Richmond. See if they can keep it all clean and green here as things get sorted out, as Parham is already way up the speedway. They're 3 wide now as Brandon Anderson takes it right up the middle. Anderson gonna clear Dickerson and Parham as Warren Keith jumps out to a nice lead already here. Zach Stevens and Vince Brent battling side by side there, both giving each other plenty of room. Stevens finds the wall slightly, just like the 83 behind him of Ryan Hufford. Vince Brent now potentially peeking to the inside of the 19 of Parham. Not going to get there. In fact, Zach Stevens going to have a good run on that outside lane. Good run off the exit of the corners. However, got to believe Stevens will want to get down to that low side sooner than later. Running a very nice line, though, on the top side. Nearly all single file all the way through the field. We'll bring you more racing, of course, here shortly. Not sure what happened here to Shane Wielden, down 4 spots. Sharn Hill, he qualified, but he said he had to start at the rear. Must have been a penalty from last week. I'm not quite certain on why that happened, but Sharn up already 6 spots. Take a look here at Ryan Hufford, who trying to fend off that 43 of Garrett Walden. Gets back in line there. Nicholas Walthorn all over the 55 of Ryan Gomes. Gonna look to the inside, not gonna have enough there though, as that exit off turn 4 just a little bit better that time for Gomes. Joe, overall the fast lane is gonna be the bottom as this race moves along, simply due to the tire wear. Race behind these guys, that's the 29 of Phil Ellis Jr. and the 69 of Ian Davis. Phil Ellis Jr. got by him. Sharn Hill now working on the 20 of Victor Kress, moving up steadily through the field. Here is Sharn early, already working lap 9. Leaders all spread out there, as you can see on your timing tower. 26 cars in the field. Redinger must have had a quick issue. He's on the speedway, but he's already 4 laps down. Not sure if he missed the start. So he'll be hoping for some early cautions to try to get some lucky dogs, get him back in contention here early. Ryan Hufford just moved up to 8th place. He's up 2 on the evening. He'll set his sights on the 43 of Garrett Walden. Nice clean racing here so far from everybody, as the 54 Nicholas Walthorn now still working on that 55 of Ryan Gomes. Right on that back bumper, just unable to get a look now. Ryan Gomes going to look to the inside of the 26 of Josh Mueller. Joe, that top lane can prevail early in runs, but it's easier to miss your mark there on that top lane. And obviously easier to run those tires. So we'll see that develop throughout the night. Now Phil Ellis Jr. gonna look to the inside of Ryan Gomes. Walthorn got by him. Gomes gonna hold off that battle. So potential battle here up in the top 10. Garrett Walden, Ryan Hufford. Now as Hufford peeks to the inside, good move there by the 83 in that pink and white breast cancer awareness Toyota Camry on that inside lane. Matthew Fritz toying with the idea of taking it 3 wide perhaps. Got a really nice run, just nowhere to go with Walden right there. Now they're all stacked up. Michael Lepicki looking to get his name into the hat here. Potentially go 2 for 1, get past the 67 and the 43 if he can maintain there. Of course, Ryan Hufford still working on the 43 of Walden. Walden maintaining the position the last few laps. But side-by-side racing. Here's a race now up inside the top 3. Parham looking to the inside of Matt Dickerson now for third. He'll close him off, kind of a slide job maneuver there. Good move by the 19 of Parham to take over third place. First pass we've had in the top three in the first 17 laps of this one. Dickerson now being pressured by the 33 of Zach Stevens. We'll check back in. This race getting even closer now as the longer the 83 and the 43 stay side by side, you can see a whole group of other cars looking to get into that battle, and Matthew Fritz was looking 3 wide there just temporarily. Good push there off exit for Walden. He's going to clear now on Hufford after a near 5-lap battle ends between the two. Now the 67 of Fritz going to go to the low side and try to get around Walden himself here. Nicholas Walthorn, Ryan Hufford, teammates battling each other. Something may be wrong with the 83 of Ryan Hufford, steadily falling back now as he battled very hard with Walden there for multiple laps. Now the 54 of Walthorn looking to get around Fritz on the outside. Fritz gonna let him go there. Outside lane right now. Doing very well. Ooh, Fritz, hard contact there. Into the wall. Gonna give the 46 of Michael Lepicki an opportunity. 67 of Fritz will wrangle it back in now. Getting a good run off exit. It looks like that 46 is there, and then he's not. But he's got to stop tapping that wall. Now Walthorn, 5 positions gained already in 22 laps. Started 13th. Now he's looking for 7th on Garrett Walden. Passing a bit hard to come by here in the early going, especially on that inside lane. Seems like when guys can keep it off the wall and get a really nice drive off the corner, they're making it work on that outside lane. However, you see a clear difference between where guys are running. Let's take a look here at this battle. If they run that middle lane, it's beneficial. They get a really nice drive there, just like that 29 of Phil Ellis Jr. just did here, battling with the 26 of Josh Mueller. If you go up into that third line there, just like Phil Ellis Jr. did there, it allows that guy on the inside to get back to you just a bit. Couldn't have asked for a better time for both of those examples to come up, as that's what I was referencing here. Once again, folks, the stage is lap 40. We're already halfway, more than halfway there. Now Ryan Gomes looks to the outside of Mueller. He's going to make that work. Josh Mueller awfully slow now on that inside lane. Going to try to fight off Chase Greer now. Chase Greer moving up through the field. He's up 6. Your biggest mover is this guy, Phil Ellis Jr. Right now, he's up 12. So he's cooking here early. Battle for the lead is tightened up, or has not tightened up, but the battle for second place, I should say, has tightened up. That's Brandon Anderson there in that green Applejacks number 49 Chevy Camaro. He's got the 19 of Justin Parham all over his back bumper. Now Parham gonna look to the inside. Matt Dickerson hanging tough here, maybe looking to capitalize. Parham gonna fall back in line. Outside lane keeping a lot of speed here early, middle lane specifically. Now we see Anderson tap that wall, gonna let the 19 of Parham peek to his inside. They're going to be side by side out of the corner here, and the straightaway, or the front stretch, I should say, it never goes fully straight there here at Richmond on the straightaway. You always got that wheel turn to the left, at least out of turn 4 and into turn 1. Now Anderson battling back and hang on to that second position. Now Matt Dickerson going to look to get back to third here, with Justin Parham struggling a bit to get around Anderson. Of course, Dickerson has his focus on Parham. Zach Stevens looking to maybe go to his outside and take the 4th spot away. Great battling here, 3rd through 5th. 8 laps to go here in the stage. Jay Stinson battling alongside Lauren Vincent right now. That would be for the 17th position. He'll complete that pass. We saw Sean Hill moving up through the field pretty good early on, and he's kind of hit a lull here. Those tires, you know, if he kind of used them up a little bit, just trying to gain position, he'll still be happy with being 15th after the first 40, I would believe. Still got company here with Ryan Hufford looking to his inside, though. We hit a little bit of a lag there. My apologies. Everything looks good on my side, so not quite sure what that was about. Back up front, all of a sudden Matt Dickerson now having an opportunity to take over second. He got past Parham, and he does complete the pass for second now. Warren Keith, haven't even mentioned his name, and that's not because he's doing anything wrong. In fact, he's absolutely checked out. He's got a 5-second lead on the field right now, folks. Got that stage win securely in hand, as long as he avoids any sort of disaster. Zach Stevens now looking to the outside of the 19 of Justin Parham. Even with the massive lead for Keith, he's only managed to actually lap Derek De Silva. Redinger's been laps down since we started the contest, but De Silva, the only one that has gotten lapped here on the speedway, as Redinger has managed to stay 4 laps down. Of course, with De Silva now going a lap down, that takes away a lucky dog opportunity for Redinger. Here's the 43 of Walden and the 54 of Walthorn. Battling here inside the top 10. Walthorn having himself a good evening so far. He's up 5 on the night. Hey, Teresa. You guys still awake out there with me? The chat went quiet. Walthorn unable to get the pass completed there on Garrett Walden. He still is in some stage points as of right now, and got a good gap back to Michael Lepicki. Matthew Fritz rounds out our top 10 right now. Let's go to Warren Kyle Keith. He'll cross the line, and as the other 10 cross, or the other 9 rather, come around exit of turn 4 and cross the line, the caution will fly. The stage is completed, and Warren Keith, in dominating fashion in the Halloween-themed Bass Pro Shops number 9 Ford Mustang, takes the stage win. He made it look effortless as he got a good jump on the start and never looked back. Clean Air Show, welcome in. Go Beer Money teammates. Clean Air Show, here's a moment for you. Let's hear in the chat about the Clean Air Show and a link where everybody can find you guys and how they can watch, what to expect. Just a little bit of a brief summary, if you want, of course, not needed, but try to show the love, you know, to all the sponsors out there for different drivers and people. We're going to let Warren Keith and the rest of the field get their pit stops in, and then we're going to have a word with Mr. Keith here. And there we go. He's off pit road. Let's get a word with our stage winner now, the number 9 of Warren Keith. Warren, congrats on the stage win, man. I mean, you made it look effortless. You got a good jump right from the start there and just absolutely ran away with it. Car's feeling good, I'd have to imagine, but what's the outlook the rest of the way?
Yeah, car feels great. This is, really good track for us, a lot like Dover. We just have to stay at the right front, so we're really good about that. This number 9, Bass Pro Shops Peanuts Ford is lights out tonight. We almost got to a 5-second lead there, so just do what we did that first stage, and we should be fine the rest of the race. But I know Matt's quick, and we got a couple guys around us that are going to give us a show, I hope.
Right on, man. Well, keep up the good work. One last thing, just to get some insight here at Richmond. Better lane to run on a long run, would you say definitely the lower side, or is the top side just as good and just as friendly to the tires?
It really depends on what situation you're in. If you're leading or you're in clean air, bottom side's going to be your way to go just to save the tire. But, if you're battling, that top side is a really good weapon just because you can kind of squeeze the person off the corner and they can't really build up the momentum. So, just depends on where you're at. But if you're definitely battling, middle to top is not a bad choice.
All right, man. Appreciate the insight. I know everyone watching at home appreciates that as well. We'll let you get back to focus up here for the rest of the race. Good stage, and maybe we'll be talking to you after.
Hope so. Thank you.
Yep. Once again, folks, that was your stage winner, the number 9 of Warren Keith. Got Peanuts characters on the ride this week. Halloween theme there. Charlie Brown and Warren Keith will bring us back to green here after our only caution and what was the stage caution. And out to another good jump is Warren Keith. We'll take a look behind him as Matt Dickerson held off everyone there for second, but Justin Parham looking to the inside of the 49 now of Brandon Anderson trying to take over third here. Oh, look out! Anderson very loose. He's going to get Walthorn involved, and that was not what brought out the caution. Although I'm sure Walthorn is kind of hoping he gets some spots back due to when the caution flew. I see Garrett Walden had an incident here. Let's go to our Royalty Racing Network instant replay for the first time this evening. See what happened to the 43 of Garrett Walden. He's there in 22nd is Walden. It all looks fine and dandy. Oh, it just gets loose on him, comes out from underneath him, and he locks down the brakes. Chase Greer had to check up, and unfortunate circumstance, the guy behind him just nowhere to go and probably even couldn't even see it, as Chase took some damage there to the rear end. But overall, not too bad. He locked it down. Garrett Walden locked it down. No damage for Walden there. So all things considered, both drivers pretty lucky there, as we're now under our first caution due to incident on the evening. And Derek Da Silva, Chase Greer, Kenneth Redinger going to bring it down pit road here. I show Ian Davis a lap down. That must have happened during the caution or during the stage break, something, I don't know, because he wasn't a lap down. He's going to get his lap back right now, so he won't be Derek Da Silva took the free pass the last time. Kenneth Redinger down pit road. I believe he'll be 1 lap down now. I think he took a wave around that last time. Maybe took a gamble, but he pit here now. So that may have worked out very well for Redinger, as Josh Hall going to come around. Not sure why that is. Josh Hall was 3 laps down. Hey, Lisa. Joe, how many laps will we see on a set of tires? If I had to guess, I think a fuel run is about 45, depending on how long you're off the gas, how you're saving tires, that type of thing. But I wouldn't imagine anything too much longer than 45 to 50. Especially if you did it at that point, right? We're under caution. So if these drivers could stretch it, say, to lap 95 to 100, they'd have a little bit shorter run on that final run going to the checkered flag. And they will have a set of tires for a late caution if that was the scenario as well. So you don't want to take tires too early and then take tires again, you know, at lap 110 or something like that in case of a late caution. But we'll see how it plays. We're back under green here. Warren Keith, another good jump. Matt Dickerson sealed off second. Vince Brent has taken over third. Walthorn lucked out with the timing of that caution as he got a little bit of front end damage from when the 49, I believe it was, of Anderson got loose. But due to the caution, Walthorn was able to get his spots back due to when it came out. So that worked out. Parham going to clear him now for fourth. Walthorn up into the top 5. Brandon Anderson looking to battle back. He's on the inside. We're going to see, as the caution flag flies again now. Cautions breed cautions here, folks. As Walt Lepicki shows to be involved in an incident. Let's go see here what happened to the 56 of Walt Lepicki. All good there. Looks like, the 20 of Victor Kress may have just come down, and maybe the 56 trying to get a good angle, good entry into that corner, maybe just slightly came up a bit. Heavy damage there for the 56 of Lepicki, though. But no one else involved with the exception of the 20 of Kress. That was near the rear of the field. Let's now bring up our individual point standings here so far through 3 races. You see on your screen, Vince Brent is your points leader. He was up 3 from last week. Warren Kyle Keith, with the massive win last week, jumped up 8 spots into second. Matt Dickerson in third. Michael Lepicki, phenomenal season thus far for Dickerson and Lepicki. He runs fourth. Chase Greer rounds out your top 5. And there you see the rest of the field. Joey Hickox now missing his 2nd race in a row. Unfortunately, that wasn't a result of a bad race on his part. He just was not in the race. So that's why you see that Joey Hickox there down 7 in 1 week. Matthew Fritz, also big movement there after last week, up 7. He's just outside the top 10 and just above Josh Hall there, who's in 12th. They're going to get them stacked up and racked up once again here to go back green now. 2 quick cautions after no cautions in the first 40 laps tonight. Free pass there went to Kenneth Redinger. So Redinger on the lead lap now. That wave around, or that no pit decision couldn't have worked out better for Redinger early on. Came back from 4 laps down. Now he's scored 24th on the lead lap. All 26 drivers on the lead lap besides Josh Hall. Matt Dickerson on the inside lane this time. Warren Keith electing to go to the high side, and he'll get another good jump. Matt Dickerson not able to clear the 19 of Justin Parham. Parham going to look to take over second from Dickerson. Vince Brent battling the 49 of Anderson behind him, or behind them rather. All stacked up behind him. Nicholas Walthorn has a couple guys right on his back bumper. There's the 05 of Sharn Hill now up into the top 10. Nicholas Walthorn side by side with Zach Stevens. I'm not sure why we have these random lags this evening. Then everything starts going smooth. Everything looks great on my side internet-wise. No drop frames or too much CPU usage, so I'm not sure if something with iRacing tonight, but it's always something. Nicholas Walthorn hanging tough there with the 33 of Stevens, who's now going to clear. The 05 will look to the top side of Walthorn. Matthew Fritz perhaps looking to the inside of Nicholas Walthorn. Sharn Hill clears. Fritz going to look now to the inside. This is for the 9th spot, 8th if Fritz was to get by him. Back up front, they're still side by side for second place. Justin Parham, Matt Dickerson. Neither one wanting to give an inch. Looks like Parham may having cleared now. No, not quite. Just barely. Matt Dickerson hung on to that quarter panel of Justin Parham. Ryan Hufford looking to the inside of Jay Stinson. Looking to get back to where he was. We saw Hufford fall fairly quickly through the field there near the end of the stage. But he looks to have it figured out now as he's battling with the 31 of Stinson. Very close quarters there. They keep it off of each other and both out of the wall. Very nice driving by Jay Stinson and Ryan Hufford here. This battle for 11th. Now Hufford going to work on his teammate here momentarily as he's catching the 54 Nicholas Walthorn. What's new? They find each other every single week, it looks like. Walthorn still going to be able to hang on to that 10th position. He's up 3 on the night. Your biggest mover, still Phil Ellis Jr. He's up 11. He's held that title basically all night long. The top 5 are right where they started as of now. Warren Keith, Justin Parham, Matt Dickerson, Brandon Anderson, Vince Brent. That's exactly how the top 5 started off this race. First guy to be up any positions is this guy, Zach Stevens. Technically, the biggest mover would go to Sharn Hill. He qualified, but he had an EOL, end of the line, for this evening's race. But he's up into 7th now, trying to fend off the 67 of Matthew Fritz. Able to do so thus far. All single file now. Justin Parham now getting pressured once again by Matt Dickerson. Parham did clear for second. He still holds on to it. Dickerson looking for any opportunity, but still has to be conscious of what that 49 and Brandon Anderson is doing behind him. We saw it earlier. If you find yourself in a side-by-side battle with someone for a long amount of time, the cars behind you will close in. We saw it, I believe, as it was with Walthorn and Mueller, as they just stayed side by side for what felt for an eternity. And we saw everybody behind them kind of close in. Oh, look at that. Hufford and Mueller, they're side by side again. On cue, I tell you what, sometimes as a broadcaster, things just work in your favor, I'll tell you. Josh Mueller now side by side once again with Nicholas Walthorn. Joe, they're like sisters. Yeah, man, they're always next to each other. Always, always. Look out, Mueller a little bit loose. They have Walt Lipicki here, a lap car to try to contend with. The 83 got into Mueller a little bit as he came up the speedway. They're all good right now. Let's watch here as this part of the field attempts to maneuver around the 56. They're in that orange and black ride right underneath. That's a very similar looking ride. In fact, same paint, different colors to Josh Mueller. He's around safe. Garrett Walden now working on him. Ryan Hufford trying to go by now. Hickey's making him work for it. I don't blame him. You don't want to just give up. 4 laps down. We already saw one guy tonight come back from 4 laps down. You never know. Josh Hall now being shown 1 lap down. He'll be your lucky dog recipient. Check on your leader here. He hasn't extended that lead quite as much this time as he had in the first stage. Just over half a second. You see, we have Chucky Balance up against the wall. Slowed, and oh my goodness, nowhere to go. Chase Greer gonna get involved, no caution. Chucky Balance very slow. Let's check with Chase Greer if I can find him here. See how his car's looking. He did give a pretty good hit there. One of those situations just like Greer was in earlier where the guy behind him couldn't see. I don't think Greer could see it. Let's take a quick look at what happened to Chucky here. Oh, it's already happened there. Let's go back and look at what happened to Derek Da Silva. Da Silva's laps down now. He's a race winner this season in the Frye Disposal ARCA series. Looks all good here. Oh, he gets wrapped up with, oh man, just nowhere to go. Da Silva not going to be happy about that one. Let's get back to live action here. Just was kind of curious. All of a sudden, 2 cars going down pit road. Vince Brent is on the inside of the 44 of Dickerson. This would be for that 3rd spot. Brent got loose just a little bit there, as you saw. All single file. Let's take this opportunity to take a ride along with our race leader, the 9 of Warren Keith. We're going to take a lap or two around Richmond with him as he crosses the line here. We'll go on board, and I'll stay silent. You can hear how he's wheeling this 9 around. Good lap to watch there from Warren Keith, folks. Now, if you notice, you didn't hear a whole lot of tire squealing there. He's doing a great job of getting off the gas early into the corner. He's backing up his entry, if you will. Oh no, and we're under caution again. And some of the crowd here in the chat may not be happy. Garrett Walden, Nicholas Walthorn, I show involved. Take a look at what happens here. Walden there in the 43, Walthorn in the 54, so has to be something to do here with Walthorn. Oh, the 83 of Huffer. Oh, it was the 43. They both get tagged at the same time. So separate incidences. 83 gets into his teammate of Walthorn, and then Walden got sent around by the 26 of Mueller. And that was bizarre, and everything was good, and then all of a sudden, all at once, the whole field pitting here, which I assumed we would see. It's been about 40 green flag laps, give or take a couple. And we're watching to see if anyone beats off Warren Keith. No, it was close. Brandon Anderson gonna beat Matt Dickerson off pit road. Let's take a quick look here at the team points on your screen. Royalty Motorsports took over first place after that race last week. Tank Racing sitting there in second. Beer Money Racing is in third. Venom in fourth. Neon rounding out your top five. Hufford Racing had a couple good runs, but they've fell victim to things like what we just saw. Just incidents that could have been avoided or sometimes couldn't be avoided. But there's a good look at your team points after 3 races. Yeah, that's right, Alicia. Encourage him. Go in the other room and tell him. Brush it off. Brandon Anderson jumping around a little bit. I don't know if he was blinking or not. Looks like Lipicki gonna come through here. Is your lucky dog. Chucky Balance, Derek Da Silva laps down. I don't know. Let's see here. Green flag is back in the air once again. Oh, and looks like Justin Parham, not a great start. He's going to be pushed 3 wide here early. Brandon Anderson on the inside, Matt Dickerson on the outside. He's going to back out of it, though. Oh, no, Sharn Hill's around. Sharn Hill into the inside wall. Looks like not a ton of damage, all things considered there. Let's go back and look at Sharn. I think he just got loose. Let's see here. All good here. Yep. you can tell the car is kind of kicking out from him. He's trying to drive it in, and it just gets loose on him. 33 is Zach Stevens. Great driving. 31 is Stinson, though nowhere to go. Hard contact by the 05. Fortunately, though, he didn't have to tow, which is incredible, but he'll have to start again, but he's used to it. He started at the tail end of the field tonight, and he'll have to come up through the field again. 5th caution on the night. We had 0 cautions before lap 40. We went clean and green all the way to lap 40. And it's been caution city since then. 2 stacked up, to be honest. It was 1, 2, and then another 2 just now. But a good green flag run in between them. However, I don't think that's going to set the scenario now for green flag pit stops. That last caution just came at a perfect time for all these drivers to be able to come in and take tires and fuel under yellow as opposed to under green flag conditions. And like I say, it was right about the same amount of laps on those tires as it was that first run. So it makes sense. Walt Lipicki, Chucky Balance, Derek De Silva. Now your driver's laps down. Sharn Hill was able to avoid going a lap down. Nicholas Walthorn back in 22nd after just being involved in that second to last caution. So not any opportunity there to move up. He did come down pit road this time, again, probably to get damage fixed, I would assume. Pace car will pull off this time around. We'll get going back green here as we approach lap 100 already here in the Dion Hill 135, presented by Sentinel Fit. Pace car's off. Justin Parham will start on the outside row this time. Another rough jump there for Parham. Let's see if Dickerson can take advantage. The 49 of Brandon Anderson was just trying to find some room. Wasn't able to, so he'll have to stay in line. Dickerson is hanging with him on the inside there for second place. We saw those guys battle for a really long time last time. Phil Ellis Jr. still on the move. He's up 16 spots now, and he's working on the 46 of Michael Lipicki for 6th. He'll get that pass completed for the time being. Lipicki gonna look back underneath him here. Lipicki has some front end damage. Saw Matthew Fritz hit the wall there. Still rubbing the wall. Look at Kenneth Redinger. He's now your biggest mover as he's up 18 spots. He was down 4 laps from the get-go. I don't know if he missed the start or what happened. Had technical difficulties, but he's worked his way back onto the lead lap and now finds himself in the top 20, or top 10, I should say. Up 18, nearly up 20. My thoughts kind of mixed together there, what I wanted to say. Still working on Stinson, though, for 8th. Matthew Fritz and guys behind him will be content with that. As I mentioned earlier, the longer they battle, the longer it gives those guys behind them to try to get back up through the field. Check in here on the 7 of Shane Wheeldon, up 4 on the evening. Relatively quiet night in a good way for Shane. Haven't heard from him or seen him involved in much. slowly but surely working his way through. Back up front, all single file, all the way through now to Ellis Jr., Redinger. There's Fritz, Vince Brent. Uh-oh, Sharn Hill again! No, this time wraps up all sorts of guys here, does Sharn. Let's go back and take a look. I think same thing. I think he just got loose. They're 3 wide here. Everything is good there. Stinson gets a little bump. Oh, and that's just absolute net code, as if the 83 of Walthorn hit Sharn, but it wasn't even close. I mean, let's take a look at that. I mean, come on. I'll explain what netcode is. Let's go here. Let's go to the chase cam. Look at how far apart these two cars are, folks. Nicholas Walthorn is doing nothing wrong here. He sees the 31 of Stinson get a little squirrely because he gets bumped there by the 7. Oh, Walthorn. I'm sorry. Not Walthorn. Hufford. Ryan Hufford in the 83. Look, they're all good. Boom. All of a sudden, contact triggers that sends the 05 around. They weren't 3-4 feet within each other. 83 fine. Boom. Contact supposedly. That is... Come on, iRacing. That's unreal and absolutely unfortunate for Sharn and everyone else involved. I think that's going to spell the end of Sharn's night due to the fact he probably had to take a fast repair the last time. That's just, I don't even have words. 4 feet apart. And it triggered contact. None of those drivers deserve to be in any sort of incident there. Netcode basically is the coding of the simulator, you know, where it senses, oh, there's a car hitting you, there's a car next to you, you know, affecting your air, this, that. I mean, we could go on for days, but it's exactly that. It registered that the 83 was hitting Sharn Hill there. Oh. And on Sharn Hill's sponsorship night for his mother, man. I'm sick. Whew. Well, the race continues, folks, and some drivers there got the old screw job thanks to iRacing. And we're back under green here once again. And wow, for the first time tonight, Warren Keith did not get a great jump on the restart. Justin Parham going to be able to hang with him just a bit. Of course, he does clear now. Matt Dickerson does clear Brandon Anderson for third. Zach Stevens looking to take away fourth now as he looks to the inside of Anderson. Vince Brand extremely loose. He holds on to it. Anderson kind of a diamond into that corner, way up high on entry, and then driving it back down hard into the lower line. Zach Stevens not going to be able to get by him, but trying to fight off Phil Ellis Jr., who's trying to get himself into the top 5 for the first time tonight. He's now up 17 spots. Biggest mover along with Kenneth Redinger. Ellis Jr. running higher than Redinger for the time being. Ellis Jr. and Matt Zach Stevens still battling. Alicia, my apologies there. Misspeaking. Oh, now the 33 of Stevens very loose here. Either the track is developing, getting looser as we go along, or these guys are just driving it harder than they had been. As we're about to hit 25 to go, is now Matthew Fritz going to be on the inside of Kenneth Redinger. Not yet cleared here, this battle for 7th. Phil Ellis Jr. still battling. He did take over 5th from Stevens when Stevens got loose. Phil Ellis Jr. now looking to potentially get in to 4th if he can get by Brandon Anderson. He's peaking on that inside, doesn't quite have enough just yet. Ryan Gomes in battle with Chase Greer. Chase Stinson right behind him. This would be for the 10th spot. Gomes holding on to it for now. Matthew Fritz and Vince Brent now battling for 8th. Ooh, almost got into each other there. We're inside 25 to go now. Oh, and another caution is out. Victor Kress, perhaps. See what happened here to the 20 of Victor Kress. He's on that inside in that Red Bull ride. He just really bad angle into the corner. Couldn't get it slowed down. Locked up the brakes. Walden almost goes around, and he did a great job of locking it up. Barely any contact there for Garrett Walden. Another luck out for him. Nicholas Walthorn, I show, was off track. Could have been just to avoid the incident if it was right in front of him. I think it was. Oh, the 46 of Lepicki got into Walden, which sent Walthorn into the infield, but light damage there for the 54. He'll get back rolling. And what I have to believe here is our final pit stop. These guys electing to pit here again under yellow. A couple guys staying out. Jay Stinson, Michael Lepicki, Josh Hall, Lauren Vincent, and Garrett Walden. So with 21 to go, some potential strategy plays. And all these guys here that stayed out, they've either been running mid-pack to back of the pack all night long. So we're going to get a restart here with less than 20 remaining. And I agree with this move for some of these guys. Why not? Right? See if you can hang on. See if you can battle tough and hang up those guys with new tires, maybe. Just a bit. See what happens here and take a chance at having a really awesome finish when maybe the majority of the race didn't go too well for you, or not necessarily how you wanted it to, but completely flip this field here. Top 10 looks like this, folks. Jay Stinson, Michael Lepicki, Josh Hall, Lauren Vincent, Garrett Walden, Justin Parham, the first one to pit. Something may have happened with Vince Brent, or with Warren Keith. I'll tell you where he came in here. Justin Parham will restart 6th. Phil Ellis Jr. in 7th. Brandon Anderson there in 8th. Vince Brent in 9th. Rounding out your top 10 will be Zach Stevens. Matt Dickerson will start 11th. Warren Keith in 12th. So your former leader and 3rd place runner starting 11th and 12th now. they didn't have bad pit stops. I'm just noticing this now. It would appear as if half the guys that came in on that pit stop only took 2 tires potentially. So Matt Dickerson, Warren Keith, the first of those to take 4 tires. As now, I don't know what's going on. Matt, I don't even know. Jay Stinson was on the outside there, leading us back to green, and it appeared like just steered across the nose of the 46 of Lipicki. Of course, Lipicki didn't make any effort to turn the car to the left at all. Not sure if he really knew what was going on, to be honest. He may have just been as confused as I am. So I don't know what that does now here. Lauren Vincent scored the leader here. We're under yellow, of course. That brought out an immediate caution once again. Lauren Vincent, Justin Parham. So now, I mean, that whatever happened there completely ruined any opportunity for those guys that stayed out the last time to be able to make a run, in my opinion, because now you have Josh Hall, or you have Justin Parham and Brandon Anderson restarting in 5th, and then everyone else. So Parham, the highest of the guys who pit the time before. A couple guys in between, Josh Hall, Garrett Walden, and then Brandon Anderson and the rest of the field. So if anything was going to go right for them, those 6 guys that had stayed out, 5 guys rather, they needed a clean start there and to kind of file in and get in line before those guys with new tires started coming up, and that just ruined it. Yeah, Joe, I think my guess, Jay Stinson as of late has had some issues with his VR freezing. And Jay's experience, he's a great driver, knows what he's doing. He would never do that on purpose, obviously. I don't know who would, but that's my only thought to what happened there. And Lipicki maybe just thought, okay, he's squeezing me a bit, trying to see, you know, or maybe he was squeezing Stinson a bit. And then when the VR froze, Stinson just lost all control. I'm not 100% sure. That's my guess. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt there. I don't think, you know, they would have been not paying attention or driving into each other, obviously, especially when you got the lead, you know, after kind of a rough evening. And you got the lead with about 17 to go. But now, pace car will come off, and Lauren Vincent will lead us back to green with Justin Parham to his outside. See if we can't get off to a smoother start here. Lauren Vincent, great jump on that inside lane. Josh Hall also going to be able to get to the inside of Justin Parham and make it slightly challenging for him for at least a lap or half. As now there you see Parham. Now we're under caution again as we come down the stretch. And if you're Lauren Vincent and Josh Hall now, you can't pit. I mean, you had that gamble. You played all your cards right there 2 cautions ago. And now you'd be losing so much track position to pit now that there's just no point. I mean, you might as well, every caution runs off 2 or 3, you know, I think it's 3 laps. If everything goes smooth, they get going after 3 laps. You get ever so closer to potentially winning a race or even just managing a top 10. Every one of these cautions now hurts those guys with newer tires even more because they have such little opportunity to gain positions. Matt Dickerson, for example, restarted 12th or 11th. He's up to 10th. And we've run basically, what, we're going to be down about 10 laps here since those guys decided to pit by the time we get going green again. So there's, I mean, for Lauren Vincent, if you can just drive well, hit your marks, even hold up the field if you have to. I mean, you got to hit the bottom line, right? And they got to work their way around you. You could, realistically, the way this is going, come out with a top 5, a top 10. Obviously, you know, best case ultimately is he hangs on to win this thing. And nothing against Mr. Vincent, but it's unlikely with the amount of new tires he has behind him. Unless it just ends up being caution fest down to a green-white checkered and he can hold off these guys for 2 laps. I have to see how it plays. Lights on the pace car are off. We're going to get ready to go back green here. We haven't taken any commercial breaks tonight. I love it. Lots of action, lots of things to talk about. Oh, cause of the caution, Alicia, I'm sorry. I don't know. I didn't show it to you because it just showed a yellow flag. I didn't get any cue for a driver. It wasn't Nick Walthorn, though. I see he's in 16th. He's moving up again. Lauren Vincent, another very nice jump. Justin Parham has struggled on the restarts. That's not going to help him. Josh Hall, also on old tires, going to be able to get right to that back bumper of Lauren Vincent now. Brandon Anderson going to be shown now in 3rd. He is now the highest guy with new tires. As Parham slipped up just a little bit, Garrett Walden absolutely crushed the wall there. Now Vincent going high here. Josh Hall going to look to the inside. Looked like 5 or 6 cars slammed the wall there. Now the 49 of Anderson and the 19 of Parham get into it. Josh Hall takes over the lead. Vincent up on the top. He needed to hold the bottom. Josh Hall doing a great job right now of holding that bottom line. Oh, and just as I say that, he drives it in too deep. He takes that middle lane. That's going to allow Brandon Anderson to get side by side with him. Justin Parham working back strong now. We're now 5 to go. Parham's loose. He's going to be around. No caution. He didn't ever fully go around. Oh, and now we have carnage. And now we'll see another caution. My goodness. You've never heard it before, folks, but the big one at Richmond has just occurred. And let's go see what happened here. Plenty of people showing involved on this one, Alicia, so we'll definitely show you this one. You can see the 19. He's loose. Now the 92, nowhere to go. He gets into him. They keep it all good here. What happened from here? Oh, the 92 up into the 07. Oh, and back down into the 33 of Stevens. And Stevens, if we can go to Stevens. Let's rewind this. And see, so after Stevens is involved, he helicopters off the inside wall. up back onto the speedway. Nothing he can do about that. More net code with the 55. Oh my goodness. And then the 26 of Josh Mueller just right into the 33 of Stevens. And now that wrapped up more guys. Lipicki involved. Gomes was the net code that time. Unreal. Some crazy net code. That's a wild accident. It was going to be a wild accident, as it was. Michael Lipicki, Ryan Gomes, Nicholas Walthorn, Chase Greer, Shane Wielden, Zach Stevens, Josh Mueller, Vince Brent, all that were involved there. All of the guys I just named, with the exception of Vince Brent, are down pit road. Most of them with the old meatball flag, meaning they had too much damage to continue without being required to pit. I'm not sure what happened to Matt Dickerson, but he's fell back now to 15th. He pit on lap, oh, he just pit now. Maybe getting fuel for the green, white checkers, perhaps. We will go green, white checkered this time. If they take the white flag before an incident happens, the race is official. So if something happens on that, like as the leader takes the white flag, but near the end of the back of the field, we could see absolute craziness. Now all the way back to 16th, Ryan Gomes laps down now. Wild second half of this race, or even final third of this race. Brandon Anderson brings us back to green. There's the 9 of Warren Keith on the inside. They're 3 wide temporarily. Warren Keith, Brandon Anderson going to be side by side here down the backstretch. Anderson prevails so far into turn 4. All clean here. They will take that white flag. This race will be official. The 43 of Walden's in the grass now. The 9 and the 49 going to battle it out in an absolute drag race. They're Goodyear to Goodyear down the backstretch and into turn 3. Does Anderson have enough? Does Keith have enough? Kyle Keith going to get him by a bumper. He wins it at Richmond. Josh Hall with an absolute strategy play hangs on to third. What a great finish there on that last lap. Warren Keith, another win. Had to get through some traffic there. We'll give you the final results here. As Warren Keith does get the win. Brandon Anderson, a very close second place. Josh Hall, miraculous strategy play. He was laps down at one point. Struggled the majority of the night to have a lot of speed, but found it when it mattered and held on to third. Kenneth Redinger comes back from 4 laps down very early in the race and finishes 4th. Phil Ellis Jr. gets 5th. Justin Parham finishes 6th. Matthew Fritz finishes 7th. Lauren Vincent in 8th. Walt Lipicki in 9th. Ian Davis in 10th. Matt Dickerson in 11th. Ryan Hufford in 12th. Vince Brent in 13th. Jay Stinson finishes 14th. 15th was Garrett Walden. Ryan Gomes finishes 16th. Josh Mueller finished in 17th. Chase Greer in 18th. Nicholas Walthorn in 19th. Michael Lipicki rounds out your top 20. Shane Wielden finished 21st. Zach Stevens finished 22nd. Sharon Hill, after the absolute I don't even know what to call it. It was stupid. The net code, 23rd, and Victor Kress, 24th. 25th was Chucky Balance, and rounding out your field was the 16 of Derek Da Silva. We're going to take a brief commercial break here, folks, before we get to the post-race interviews. Please stick around. Alicia, bumper cars tonight, I guess. Yeah, only like second half of the race. I don't know what happened, but it definitely changed from the first half. But yeah, we'll be right back with post-race interviews, guys. Don't go anywhere. All right, welcome back, folks. It is time for your post-race show, and let's get right into it with our third place finisher on the night. That's going to be the 81 of Josh Hall. Josh, welcome to the broadcast booth, buddy.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Oh, man, wild race tonight, all clean first 40 laps, and then another green flag run mixed in, but then a lot of cautions there near the end and kind of in the middle. But you got a third place finish. Tell us about that gamble there to stay out instead of go in with the majority of the rest of the field, and tell us what you were thinking there.
Well, it wasn't much of a gamble because I had no tires left to go in, so I was kind of forced to stay out. I started the race having some headset issues and got behind the 8 ball quite a bit. But able to get myself back up there and put myself in position. And then once I was up front, I said, just try to stay clean, stay out of the way, and maybe something will happen. And cautions fell my way. Cautions breed cautions, and ended up on the podium.
Yeah, man. I mean, it couldn't have worked out any better for you. That was a good call, and honestly worked out better that you didn't have tires, because who knows, you may have been likely to go in and get some. But, yeah, you held on. I knew if you and Lauren, if you were going to stay out in front of those guys or even give it a chance, you're going to have to run that bottom line. You did a great job at doing that, and then those new tires just kind of creeped up. But held on to third there on that green-white checkered. Has to feel good to come out and get a good podium tonight, I'd assume, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Gomes was telling me, he's like, I think I'm going to go and take my last set from 10th. I said, I wouldn't if I were you. And he ended up taking his last set, and he ended up in the back. So, even though it wasn't a purposeful gamble, it worked out in my favor for sure.
Absolutely, man. Well, Josh, always a pleasure to talk to you. Before we let you go here, anyone you'd like to thank or shout out tonight?
Of course, first off, I want to apologize to the 43. I know he made some contact across the line. It looked like a little bit of net code, but either way, it was hard racing. It was good racing. Of course, Frye Disposal, series sponsor, everybody that makes this happen. Dev Sports Cards being on the car, also a great partner of the league as well. Um, Tammy Strong, of course. Of course, my personal sponsors as well. Got to shout out Pioneer Valley Indoor Karting. Uh, Gomes for helping me make the calls here tonight, getting myself, back up in a position here. And you up in the booth do a great job. Appreciate everything you do. And everybody in the league, they do a great job. And I hope we put on a great show tonight. Oh, of course, want to shout out Sharn here tonight. I know Mama Hill isn't doing too well. So I know we're giving some love to her tonight here with the sponsorship of the race, and send outfit for coming on as the race sponsor here tonight as well.
Yeah, man. Really heartbroken there for Sean the way that ended, and to no fault of anybody besides iRacing. I don't know if you watch the broadcast back, but if you do, you'll see probably the most gnarly netcode I've ever seen. Probably same for you. It was bad tonight. That's actually how Ryan Gomes ended up finishing back there where he shouldn't have been, also just like 4 feet, 5 feet in netcode, and got turned.
Man.
So yeah, it was rough, but yeah, well said, man. Always a pleasure to talk to you, Josh. I appreciate you bringing me on once again for this season. It's always a pleasure to be here with the SCSRA, and I have a good time, and you put on a great show tonight. Congrats on the podium, and I'll see you back out here tomorrow night, buddy.
Absolutely. Have a great night.
You too. Once again, folks, that was your third place finisher, the number 81 of Josh Hall. Let's get now with our second place finisher. He gave it absolutely everything he had, and he nearly pulled off the win. That's going to be the 49 of Brandon Anderson. Welcome to the broadcast booth, Brandon.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man, you put on an absolute show tonight. You finish up 2 spots, so pretty good night. I'd say uneventful, but it was anything but with all those cautions down the stretch. You were one of those that elected to pit there on 1 lap 14. Looks like a 10-second pit stop. Tell us about that call, strategy-wise, what you elected to get there on that pit stop, and then what you were thinking as the race progressed down the stretch with all those cautions late.
Well, I knew after the first couple pit stops, I was saving tire pretty well and keeping speed. So I figured if the leaders went, I was going to go, and I was going to take 2, try to get out in front of Warren and Dickerson and Parham, and it ended up working. But some of them guys stayed out, and I just knew I had to get in front of them as quick as possible before they got back up to me. And it worked out. It was a little mayhem and chaotic there for a little bit, but managed to weave myself through. And once I seen Warren was behind me, I knew I was had my work cut out for me, but he drove me clean, so I appreciate that. Gave me a chance to work the outside and fight for a finish.
Yeah, you guys put on an absolute show there on that green, white checkered flag, and a lot of good racing throughout the field all night long when we did have some green flag stints. Really nice run early on and then kind of in the middle. But you started 4th. Did you know coming in that it would kind of come down to a last-second thing? Are you pretty good with Richmond? Did you feel comfortable coming in, or what was your thoughts prior to the race tonight?
Yeah, I was pretty confident with Richmond. I like Richmond. It's one of my favorite tracks on iRacing here. So I was pretty confident. I wasn't sure. I'm new to the league, so I wasn't sure how all these other guys were. But I've managed to fit in pretty well. So it kind of went how I was hoping, minus getting the win there.
Right. I mean, it was so close, man. Seconds got to still feel good, though, after tonight's race. Brandon, you came in 9th in points. You've been on the upswing. You were up 3 after last week. You'll go up some more now after this week. Tell us what that can do for you going through the rest of the season to kind of string some good races together and build that momentum for points.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get as many points as possible right now, right? Because it's just, again, just trying to feel myself in this league. It's ran great so far. Phil and AJ brought me in, and pretty happy. So yeah, I'm just gonna try to stack points, stage points, all that. So far, I've managed to get at least one stage point every stage. So it's working out so far.
Right on, man. Well, you're doing a heck of a job, and you're putting on a show while doing it. Before we let you go, Brandon, anyone you'd like to thank or shout out tonight?
Yeah, just the crew, right? Beer Money Racing, AJ, Vince, Phil, Ian. Uh, just appreciate them.
Right on, man. Well, good to talk to you, Brandon. I'm sure it won't be the last time this season, but go celebrate this one, and we'll see you back out here next week.
Right on. Thanks.
Yep. Once again, folks, that was your second place finisher, the number 49 of Brandon Anderson. But now, once again, time to get with our winner. He's getting pretty used to being up here in the broadcast booth. He won the stage, and now he wins his third race in a row here in the SCSRA ARCA series. And that's the number 9, Warren Keith. Warren, welcome back, man. I think this has become pretty consistent here.
Yeah, it's going a regular thing, isn't it?
Well, Warren, you won the stage in dominating fashion, if I do say so myself. You had about a 5-second lead there when the stage ended. Things kind of changed after the stage, just a little bit. People were keeping it a little bit closer to you. We took an in-car camera view. We knew you were saving tires there on that second long green flag run that we got. Tell us, as it kind of became more of a caution-filled race, how things played out for you, the decision to make that strategy call on lap 114, and ultimately how you were feeling as caution after caution fell after you pit there.
Oh, like crap. I should have taken 2 tires looking back, but I'm kind of glad we didn't. It looked like everyone on 2 tires was struggling a bit, especially in turn 3 with the turn in. So I'm kind of glad we took the lefts, but it could have easily swung the other way to where we just didn't have enough time, right? Caution after caution after caution, we see the laps taken down to the other. We're like, oh my gosh, can we just go? And they made a huge cluster there. So yeah, it could have easily swung the other way. I'm glad it didn't, but looking back, I might have taken 2 tires and just kind of saw what happened. But we took 4, still won the race. But in the future, maybe think about doing 2 if the lefts aren't really wearing that much.
Sure. And in that exact scenario, after I think it was the third caution that flew after that pit stop, I was saying that now it becomes a question of if these guys that pit and got 4 tires are going to have enough time to actually get up to the front of the field. We looked at a teammate of yours, Matt Dickerson. He restarted 11th right after the pit stop. He was only up to 10th. So that kind of came into play. In your mind, what were you thinking? Were you okay with the cautions, knowing, hey, this kind of keeps the tires more fresh and I can just run all out for every green flag lap? Or would you have liked to see more of a green flag lap run there to close that race, to be able to get back to the front?
Looking back, probably just a green flag run. The only reason why I was questioning it at first is I'm thinking 2 tires, how are they going to do? The guys on old tires, their tires really didn't wear that much. I mean, tier tires do make a pretty big difference, but I was thinking to myself, man, this is going to get bad. And we had that one restart where we came off turn 2 and there was a wreck, so we didn't get a gauge on what everyone's tires were going to be like. But what let me go, okay, we got time, no matter if we have cautions or not, is we went to turn 3 on the next restart, and I swear the whole pack just went into turn 3 and it was like ice. Everyone just slid up to the wall, and I was like, oh, they do not have turn in. So any restart we get, if I can just get down to the bottom in turn 1, maybe make up a position or 2, and then kind of go from there, just like we did on that final restart. Just had a better turn in, so we were able to get below the 49. So yeah, would have went green, but again, hindsight's 2020. We still got the job done with the yellow. So either way, I think we had a good shot at it. Thanks to the 49 for racing clean. I've already won two of these things. I'm sure he could have raced me a lot harder for a win, especially when it means a playoff berth. So I appreciate the 49 for racing me clean. I tried to race him as clean as I could. But yeah, what a way to cap off the night. Yeah.
Well, congrats again, man. Before we let you go, anyone you'd like to thank or shout out?
Yeah, I'd like to thank guys over at Royalty. fantastic outing. You know, Lauren was up there leading some laps tonight, so that was a hell of a run for him. You know, shame for Sharn as well. You know, he had another crappy evening. We'll get him a win, I'm sure, this season. But yeah, everyone over there for doing a heck of a job each and every race, for picking strategy calls and everything like that. And then skmcars.com, another good paint scheme tonight. Got some peanuts on there for Halloween. And yeah, other than that, I hope everyone has a safe and happy Halloween.
Right on, man. Well, Warren, for the third time this season, I got it right this time. Go pop the champagne in Victory Lane, and we'll see you out here tomorrow night.
At 10-4, we'll see you.
Once again, folks, that was your winner, the driver, the number 9, Warren Keith. He's on a tear, folks. He is on an absolute tear. What a great race we saw here tonight. Some short track racing. Good change up. We'll be back here. Well, we won't, but Intensity Broadcasting will be here tomorrow night for the SCSRA Cup Series, Dev Sports Cards Cup Series, that is. And then we'll be back here on Royalty Racing Network next Tuesday, as always. And before we go, I'm going to thank our sponsors here. Of course, one last final shout out to Dion Hill for the sponsorship here. Sharn Hill, that's his mother, not doing so well. So send your thoughts and prayers to Miss Hill there. And Frye Disposal, of course, being the title sponsor of the SCSRA ARCA series. They do weekly trash pickup there in Smith County, Virginia, and the surrounding areas. Call or email for quotes, mention iRacing, and receive $10 off. FryeDisposal.com. Check them out right now. Majestic Promotional Branded Apparel. They do all of our racing gear and our Royalty Racing Network merchandise. If you haven't checked it out, you need to. And that link can be found here in the chat, or we can send it to you if you hit me up on Discord. One of many ways to check out all that Majestic Promotional and Branded Apparel can do for your company, your sports team, or even your virtual race team. And finally, SM Racing Products. Take your sim experience to the next level with custom-made button boxes, dashboards, flag lights, and more. Whether it's racing or driving a truck or even flight simulator, they have something for you at SM Racing Products. Check them out now at sm-racingproducts.com. And as always, use promo code ROYALTY for 20% off of your purchase of $150 or more. And for everyone here at the SCSRA Frye Disposal ARCA Series and everyone at Royalty Racing Network, I wish everyone a good evening and a good rest of the week, and we'll see you back here next Tuesday night. Good night.